Disclaimer, the following video is an archived livestream that aired on Twitch God knows how long ago, and as of this upload, the game being featured is currently complete. Therefore, any comments in regards to immediate changes will be null and void, as all stream events are essentially set in stone. Aside from that, enjoy the video. Time to suffer indeed. So again, last time we left off, we actually got quite a bit done. We did the Fire Temple, we did the Bottom of the World, we did quite a few of the side quests. Now we have to head to the Water Temple. Now, what's the song, if I remember? I don't remember the song. Let me look up what the song is.
I only say Water Temple's like in sarcasm the best dungeon in Ocarina of Time because of the memes. That's all it is. That's all it's for. Because you know the memes of everybody likes the Water Temple, so no.
Very true. I mean, it's definitely one of the most memorable dungeons, and it has one of the best mini boss fights. So it's got that going for it.
Yeah.
Also, it rewards you with the best but also laziest power up in Ocarina of Time.
What is it?
The long shot. It's the hook shot, but longer.
Oh.
To be fair though, who doesn't want a longer hook shot?
No, but Twilight Princess gave you 2!
Very true.
In Zelda's words? Oh, joy.
Yeah. So, even beforehand, here's the gimmick with the Water Temple. You equip the Iron Boots to sink to the floor and explore. When you have the Iron Boots equipped, you can only do one of two types of things. You can shield, and the hook shot is your only form of offense. You can't swing your sword, you can't use your arrows, you can't use your magic, you can't do any of that. You just have the hook shot. And I think that's what people hate most about this dungeon. Swapping out between the Iron Boot, only being used to the ability's hook shot. The Water Temple just goes on forever. Especially because you have to keep booting up the menu in order to equip and de-equip the Iron Boots. Oh, hello.
Someone just...
Oh, Nobuzus, well mate, good to see you. Thank you very much for following. That was quick. And thank you very much for hosting. Whoever's hosting. Juan, thank you very much for hosting. Okay.
Oh.
So
I was at the very end of Engine and I died.
Ooh.
Which engine? Crash 3 or Crash 2?
Crash 2.
Oh, okay. Alright, so this is the Water Temple. It's basically a square-like maze with 3 floors. And what throws people off a lot about this temple is that you can go in 4 directions within 3 floors, essentially 12 different pathways. People often get lost in which way to go. I'm going to give you a tip for the Water Temple. Okay, this is the tip. Start at the bottom, explore as much as you can for each of the areas, and every time you go up a level, go back and double check, because when you raise the water level, it also raises where you can access within the lower levels too. Also, do the Water Temple in one go. Don't take a break and then come back later, because you're going to forget where you are, you're going to forget what doors have been opened and so on. Trust me.
Yep.
Didn't they make in the 3DS version? Didn't they make it a bit easier because you could select the Iron Boots as like a
Yeah, it's just an item, so you can swim.
They also told you about what water level drains what.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, so this is Princess Ruto. So you know she's scolding you for leaving her for 7 years. You know you're an awful husband, Link. But right now we got bigger fish to fry, metaphorically speaking. But yeah, the Water Temple. Yeah, Miyamoto apparently did apologize for the dungeon. Again, the Water Temple's not the absolute worst dungeon in Zelda history, because it's not... The thing with the Water Temple is that it's long and boring. That's the biggest problem. It's really long and it's really boring. But I like the atmosphere. The Dark Link, spoilers, we fight Dark Link. The Dark Link boss fight's really cool. And it's definitely... You know, for Ocarina of Time, for those looking for a challenge, the Water Temple is an actual challenge. You know, there's a lot to explore, there's a lot of puzzle solving, so if you like that, there's a lot to the Water Temple. It's just really monotonous. I think that's the biggest problem. It's so monotonous. Because again, if the Water Temple went through smoother, like on the 3DS version, it's not nearly as bad, because some people can't stand the Great Bay Temple, because that one's more confusing and like taxing. You've got to deal with like the weird swimming mechanics. Water Temple's a bit more, you know, consistent at the very least. It's just, you know, I think the biggest problem is that this temple's kind of, well, boring. It's a shame, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, because there's nothing in it but, like, water.
Yeah, you see that? See that crack,
oh,
ladies and gentlemen? So that's the thing some people forget to do. When you raise the water level to the second floor, go back down here, go to the crack, blow it up. So, yeah, here's the gimmick of the Water Temple. You play Zelda's Lullaby, and it raises and lowers the water level. You're going to be doing... for a lot of people, they complain that you do this a lot. You only need to do it about 3, 4, at most 5 times actually to do it properly. But again, it's so easy to get lost in this dungeon. my friend Ollie said it best. If you do the water temple in one sitting, it's not that difficult because you remembered where you've been. It's fresh in your mind. You know exactly where to backtrack to and so on. When you take that break, suddenly the water temple just becomes, ugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
You might as well just start from the beginning again.
Zelda dungeons and water don't often go together. Like, a lot of people will say the worst dungeon in Twilight Princess is the Lake Bed Temple, or whatever it is. Even though
I'd agree with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like it.
That temple.
Yeah.
I quite like it, but compared to the other dungeons in Twilight Princess, it is a little lackluster. But that's the thing.
At least
like,
the boss was pretty fun.
I mean, the boss is definitely epic. Yeah.
True.
Especially, I love what they did with the boss in Twilight Princess, the way the music changes when the boss is vulnerable.
Yeah, that is a nice detail. They did that for a lot of the bosses as well, I think. But it is very, very cool. But so yeah, again, water dungeons in Zelda, aside from the ancient cistern, they're usually considered the worst in the game. Wait, I'm trying to think. Does Wind Waker even have a water dungeon? I don't think it does.
No.
No,
Yes,
but then again,
no,
the main area is a water temple.
That's like the entire game's a water dungeon. What do you mean?
Yeah. So.
It was right in front of us the whole time. We were blind.
Oh, but...
Wait a minute. Let me swap this because I'm getting.
Oh. Hello?
Somebody had to dip out again early. But I hope we should be back.
Well, let's... That is one way to do it, I guess.
Why? What happened?
What?
I'm playing some Skyrim, and I managed to skip a fight by falling.
Oh, nice.
Whatever works.
Again, whatever works.
Exactly, like, as I said, like, alright, well, that's one way to do it. Not how I would prefer to do it, but hey.
Again, pro strats. Wolfwatch got them pro strats.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, make sure you do everything bit by bit. Like, don't, like, think, oh, do this puzzle later. No, do it now. Because another thing that people have out of the Water Temple, there's so many goddamn keys.
Yeah.
There's keys everywhere in this dungeon, and it's a pain.
Dude.
You know what's funny though? Apparently, if you look at the design of the medallion, I think the Water Temple was originally meant to be an ice dungeon. But you know, they decided
Ice dungeon would have been a lot better.
I mean, well,
Or worse, depending on your perspective of ice levels.
Yeah, it depends on your perspective because water, again, for a lot of people, water's boring because it's slow, but some people hate ice levels because of ice physics.
I like trying to get down the stairs in the Ice Palace and Link to the Past.
Sorry, Kevin, you just groaned. I assume that's the Crash 2's ice physics.
You said ice physics, then I remembered Cold Hard Crash.
Yeah, Crash 2's ice physics. Crash Bandicoot's ice physics are the fucking worst. Seriously. So yeah. So again, because what can get some people lost is that the Water Temple is also quite overwhelming because you think, shit, which room do I go in? Which room do I go in? What do I do? There's so many pathways. Do it one at a time. Again, take your time with this temple and just do it one at a time. So from here, we'll just go around in a nice circle going from room to room. If you figure turns out you can't do something, that's fine. But try to really explore as much of each area as you can so that you don't have to keep backtracking. Because again, that's another thing. People hate having to go back and forth with the Water Temple because there's so many rooms and it can take a while. I'm hoping to get this done in the single stream because again, I think my record for beating the Water Temple on the 3DS version is 45 minutes.
Nice.
The N64 version is going to take longer simply because I have to pause the game so much.
Also, interesting news, Sony have bought Evo.
Yeah, that's really interesting because, again, for those who don't know, Evo is, or like, you know, until last year it was like the main fighting game hub for like fighting game competitions. Again, obviously, after the head got called out for his acts of inappropriate, you know, sexual misconduct and so on, they've had to go through a bit of a reform. But it's interesting because if Sony's acquired Evo, does that mean only fighting games that are playable on Sony consoles can be featured? That means no Killer Instinct and no Smash Brothers.
It's interesting, but I don't think so because Smash is very cool. Well,
it's very integral to Evo because it's huge.
Yeah, so I don't think Sony. I think Sony might push their exclusive fighting games a bit more, but I can't see them getting rid of Smash because there would be massive outcry.
Not only that, but then the viewership would drop like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Alright. Also, live streaming is 0. Well, I could see you. I'm glad you have a good time with Sonic Unleashed. What was I gonna say? Because so I can understand why Sony would purchase it because, well, first of all, Evo's big, and Sony does have the benefit where a lot of the fighting games, not only do they have the benefit of third-party fighting games, but they have a couple of ones that are kind of like either Sony exclusive or time exclusive. Like, for example, Street Fighter 5 was originally on the PS5, just on the PS5, and you got the new Guilty Gear, which I also think is just on the PS5. I'm not sure, though. So I meant Street Fighter 5 was on the PS4. So they had that going for them. Plus, if they make PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 2, maybe they've got that going for them. But again, but again, some of the other fight...
good.
What'd you say?
If they're gonna make a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 2, make it good.
Yeah.
Like, have a much more defined character roster. Because I feel like from the first game, there were like so many there were like so many characters where like their game was like about to come out, like DMC Dante, Raiden,
Dead Space. Oh yeah, Isaac Clarke.
Yeah, Big Daddy, because Bioshock Infinite was coming out. Yeah.
That's not an insult. That's the actual character's name.
It's like, what the fuck? Where's Fat Princess even from?
PSP. Yeah, it was definitely much more, for the most part, it was much more about modern, like, PS3 Sony as opposed to Sony's history, because, again, the people were like, where the fuck is Crash and Spyro?
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, where's Crash, Spyro, Cloud,
Lara.
the Legend of Dragoon character, Laura?
Because they had, like, Parappa the Rapper and Sir Daniel, but it's like, okay, but what about the others?
Yeah. What others?
Maybe Sony will enforce hygiene in their Smash tournaments.
Well, yeah, if it's Evo, then yeah, but Smash. But again, I don't know if they can control the the Smash regionals and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like you get into Evo, you don't shower. Sony official kicks you out of the venue. It's like you're not coming back until you take a fucking shower.
Yeah, but the lines are going to be huge.
It's like Sony's like, don't care. Then you come back until you've taken a shower.
Yeah, personal hygiene.
Don't come back until you've taken one.
Yeah. Oh god. Again, this is another thing that's kind of annoying. Got to deal with the damn water currents. Again, this temple. Yep. Again, I'm honestly got a bigger fan of the Great Bay Temple just because you have better swimming mechanics. Well, by better I mean you have more freedom with swimming. I know some people can't fucking stand the Great Bay Temple. I personally prefer it to this one, but that's just me.
Yeah, I know Jay Rich doesn't like the Great Bay Temple. I think
lots of people don't like Great Bay Temple.
I haven't yet played Great Bay Temple, so
it's in Majora's.
I will say it's definitely the worst temple in Majora's Mask, but I don't think it's the worst dungeons of the history.
In my opinion, I wouldn't. In my opinion, I wouldn't think that for Majora's Mask. I think the worst is Snowhead.
Okay, fair enough.
But that's just me.
Yeah, well, it's one of the two because I don't know anyone who would say Woodfall is bad or Stone Tower is bad. Stone Tower's amazing.
I've got to Snowhead before, but I was not a huge fan of it. But I've really just got to restart it because sadly I deleted it from my 3DS for a bit, and then I forgot to copy the save. So
it's gonna be a while.
I will get doing that dungeon when on the final day, and I couldn't finish it because I ran out of time.
Well, that's a thing people in Majora's Mask, again, biggest pitfall of Majora's Mask. Never, ever, ever, ever tackle a dungeon during the middle of a cycle. Always wait, reset the cycle, and tackle the dungeon right at the start. Otherwise, you're just gonna, stress yourself out trying to beat it in time.
Yeah, I think I was on the final day. It's like, I've done this temple a lot of times. I can pretty sure I can clear it in this day, but nope, I was thoroughly mistaken.
Yeah, again, like Hilda says, if you don't take care of your hygiene, girls won't like you, Smash fans. Gotta use that soap.
Smash fans think if they touch soap, they're gonna evaporate like the
Probably. That's probably their mindset.
Turn into vampiric mist. Just
dissolve. Yeah,
that's
but it's going to be interesting
to
see what happens though with Evo because again, we're still at a point where we can't have like giant cons or giant gatherings and stuff like that or gigs. So it's going to be a while before even like Evo can even have like a grand stage like it usually does.
Yeah, that's true.
So head down here and see what's going this way.
That's such a tight window for that laser.
Yeah. So I can't go through here. So and this one you can ignore. You come back to this one later. But now we can move to the top floor. But as you can see, I got 2 keys, and again, So again, like I said, just do it bit by bit, because it's so easy to get lost in this dungeon. But if you do it bit by bit, you should be a-okay. And if you want, when I upload this live stream to YouTube, you can just use that as a guide if you like. It might take a bit of a while, but you could use that if you like. Then again, there's plenty of guides online.
Yeah.
Sonic Shadow fan, I haven't started Final Fantasy 13 yet, but I feel like I'll like Lightning. She looks really cool at the very least.
Yeah, Lightning's character design looks really cool. I can't say much for the
funny thing about the main villain of that game, the main villain Caius is also voiced by the same guy who voices Infinite, so that's pretty funny.
Nice. You know what's funny? Apparently, despite all its flaws, Final Fantasy 13 is one of the better Final Fantasy games because of difficulty. Because from what I've heard, Final Fantasy is a franchise where you actively have to try to make the game hard. Because apparently it's so easy to break.
It very much depends on the one, I'd say.
I've heard some similar things in terms of some of the Kingdom Hearts. You get certain abilities in both.
Yeah, but I've also seen some of the bosses in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, apparently Sephiroth's a massive pain in the ass.
Isn't Sephiroth a super boss, though?
Yeah, he's a super boss.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sephiroth.
I mean, I don't mind hard bosses, but if a super boss is meant to be difficult.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame a super boss for being difficult. A mandatory boss being that hard and the game not being designed around it is bullshit. But RPGs are like that. Rarely is the final boss in an RPG the actual, hardest challenge.
Say something?
Erebonius cough. Sorry. The final boss is Metal still one. No, that boss is unbelievably stupid if you don't know. No, Lower Erebonius is... No, Lower Luciferus is Treasure Cold Steel 2, which is even worse.
Oh, boy.
Is it worse than... just the Aeroshock boss fight punishing you for not knowing how to make it easier?
No, you could have a decent to good setup, and you could still get your team wiped by Lower Lucifer.
Oh, damn!
Like there is an attack that both Lower Erebonius and Lower Lucifer have that can basically snatch one of your teammates up, can't use them, and it actually regains HP the longer they're in there.
Oh,
that sounds like fun.
I don't like both of them. I can't stand them.
What gave them that brilliant idea?
This was on easy. This is on the easiest difficulty in both games.
Oh,
wow, imagine playing that on the hardest difficulty. It's funny because, again, most RPGs have super bosses. Even Pokemon has super bosses, like, for example...
Golden Soul Silver.
Pardon?
Red and Heart, Golden Soul Silver.
In a sense, I mean, he's kind of mandatory if you want to complete the game. Like, complete the campaign. I was thinking more if you actually try to fight them, some of the legendary Pokemon can actually be quite dangerous. Like, the level 70 legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, I'd say one that's...
no, the one super boss, Black and White 2 Cynthia, when you accidentally enter that house. It's
I got a meme of that.
Black and White 1, and... Yeah, Cynthia... She's, yeah, she kicked my ass something fierce.
But it's Cynthia. Even in normal, Gen 4, as a mandatory boss. Remember, we did that. She kicked our asses. Her guard chop against my guard chop. Oh, yeah. One. Again, her guard chop against my Fawn.
Yes, also, even...
I found a really funny meme of that. Here you go. I'll post it in the Discord.
Also, right, so we've got to come back here with a long shot to go up there.
Look at that.
Oh, it's the 8
Oh, boy.
Alright. So before we continue, exploring the upper area, we're going to head back down because there's another thing. Because remember, there's one other thing we need to get. So, because
I kind of wish I waited a bit longer.
Again, I
PTSD. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, sorry. So again, I kind of fell into the same trap. Again, because you're on the second level, you instantly think, okay, just explore second level. No. Go back to the bottom level. Go through here, get to this one thing, because that's the one room that fucks with everybody. It's like, yeah, there's a room you can go in here, you just need to look for it.
Zero, that really depends on...
Yeah, it depends on your
team.
That
depends on your team.
It depends on your team, it depends on your level. Because again, like we said a million times, the main series Pokemon games, not difficult. We just, but Cynthia can throw you for a loop just because she has a well-versed team that's high-leveled, and the Garchomp is, Garchomp.
It's also the fact that if you face her when you're a kid, when you're first playing it, she's a fucking challenge.
Yeah, again, when you don't know any better.
As a kid, when you don't know anything when you barely know anything about the series, she'll slap you. multiple times.
Yeah, well, multiple gym
Wouldn't
leaders are
Cynthia
like
be
that.
difficult
There's
in a
always, yeah,
remake?
Pokemon always has that skill check gym leader, usually before the final battle, but Cynthia is the skill check. Like, again, in Gen 1, for a lot of people, Misty is the skill check because Starmie is so good.
Yeah, Starmie,
And in Gen 2, it's
the thing with
Whitney.
Starmie is it's fast. I think that's the issue. Is
It's
just
fast, it's got a really good typing, and it has Recover and Bubble Beam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, Dark Witch, I don't think Cynthia will be nearly as difficult in the remake simply because quality of life upgrade.
Yeah.
Fairy as well.
Yeah, but yeah, if you have a fairy, again, you got a fairy flying type, that Garchomp is fucked! Unless it knows the rock slide.
Fairy types.
For sure, I can win Stone Edge.
Unlimited TMs. Yeah, Cynthia is already a lot easier than that.
Very
Again,
true. Yeah, I don't know if I'm
a lot of Cynthia's difficulty really comes from limitations in Gen 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the limited Pokemon you can get. Like, let's face it, how many Dragon types could you get in Gen 4?
Yeah.
Or like, how many Ice types? Well, actually, no, you had a Bomber Snow. What am I saying? Yeah, you have Bomber Snow in Gen 4.
That's the thing, Livestream. Your team is basically, you're building your team to basically counter one person. That's why you don't have an issue with that. If you're playing the game normally, and you're just catching things, you train your team that way, then she's a challenge.
In the context of, you've never faced Cynthia before, you don't know what she's going to bring to the table.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking. That's the context we're talking about. If you prepared, then every gym leader's a joke. Again, if you prepared for Whitney, you could destroy her with a matchup. But everyone hates her because a lot of people haven't prepared.
Or you can go into.
I hate that Miltank.
If we're just doing Gen 2 like Gold and Silver, not hard Gold and Silver because she has Scrappy. Then if you're just going Gold and Silver, you could catch a Ghast and she can't touch you.
Yep.
Catch a what?
You catch a Ghast and she can't touch you.
Yes, you can. Roll out's a rock type move.
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
Well, for the most part, she can't touch you.
Yeah, for the most part, roll out's a rock type move. You know what? Another Pokemon that's really good against her, Geodude.
Yep.
Yeah, right round.
Also, I'd say, what's its face is actually the one champion that actually pushed my shin more than Cynthia, because I wasn't prepared for him at all, was Alder. In Gen 5 Part 1.
Yeah, Alder can be tricky if I recall. I think the one gym leader that did kick my ass was Juan in Emerald.
Oh god.
Yeah, one is it.
I hate
something.
Alright, before we continue, take a quick break. See you all soon.
You just reminded me of Cacturn's Pokedex. Whenever it uses Sand Attack, it's basically bleeding on you.
Yeah. Well, Pokedex entries are creepy to say the least. Alright, off we go.
Yeah, like Phantom, for instance, it's the spirit of a dead child who possessed a stump.
Yeah.
I think it was
It's okay.
When I was a kid.
There's also Frogloss too.
When I was a kid, Candace kicked my ass when I was a kid. She actually got me really mad at Carl. This was when
throw
I
your
was
game system, Ed?
No, I didn't. No, I just put it down and just walked away. I was like,
Fuck this.
But I was like, what was I? I think I was like 12, and this was like my second Pokemon game, I think, because my first was Emerald.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, more raising those damn water levels. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's the wrong one.
Honestly, I think Steven's Ace is a lot more difficult to deal with no Wallaces. Milotic is a problem, but it's no
Milotic's
meta.
a problem until you introduce it to Thunderbolt, and then it's gone.
Well, at the same time, it does have high special defense. I think people struggle more with the Garchomp because, like, Milotic isn't like a sweeping demon. It's more of a defensive Pokemon. Still very dangerous, but more defensive. Whereas Garchomp is like, yeah, you're dead.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing outspeeds you and it hits so fucking hard.
I don't think Cynthia's one does have it, but if you set up just one sword dance with a Garchomp and give it, like, put it in a sandstorm, that thing's killing all of your team.
Mm-hmm.
Death.
Yeah. Also, a quick reminder, the other Hoenn champion, Steven, he has a Metagross.
Yeah, and also, a Metagross before the Steel type nerf.
Yep. And in the remakes, he has a Mega Metagross.
Why?
No, I never, like, I'm playing Alpha Sapphire right now. But in the remakes, I've never had a problem with Steven. That's probably because I'm a lot older and I kind of understand stuff now.
And also quality of life updates, I'd imagine.
That's true.
Yeah, and also you yourself can use Megas. Hell, the game gives you a free Mega
That's the one thing.
Yes.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, for me, might be the easiest Pokemon game I've ever played.
That for me is still Gen 6. Because yes, it has this little bit of a rough beginning, but once you get the experience share, obviously the experience share makes everything a lot easier, which is why I'm falling in love with Pokemon a lot more now. But but once you get like a competent team going, like I'm not even talking good, I'm talking like semi-decent, you can run house in that game.
Yeah. I mean, Pokemon is kind of built on the foundations for the most part, where all you need is a semi-decent team. But to run house with one, I totally get what you mean. Right, hopefully, alright.
Yeah.
Now, I hope, I'm not 100% sure, I think I only need 2 keys to get through this next area. If I'm wrong, God help us all. Because again, that's the one thing that really fucks with people playing this game. It's like, you search all this area to get this one key, and then you use it to open a door, and behind another door is another locked door. And you're just like, fuck!
Yeah.
That's... But, yeah, alright, so where's that Gold Skulltula? There he is. I wonder if I can reach him. I'm pretty sure you can if you're at the right angle. Because I've done it before with just a hookshot, I believe.
Also, can we point out in X and Y that you get a free Mega Lucario, which is arguably the best Mega in the entire game?
One of the best, yeah.
Yeah, adaptability. I think that's what it gets when a Mega evolves.
Yep.
Adaptability and stupidly high, like, increased stats as well that make it from a good solid Pokemon to a legitimate sweeper.
Let's not forget about Mega Beedrill.
Well, Mega Beedrill needed the upgrade, because Beedrill was fucking trash!
Yeah. I like Mega Beedrill. It's a really good bug sweeper, and an old friend of mine actually had a very annoying set to deal with it on his poison monotype team.
What was it?
Have you ever heard of the move Fell Stinger?
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Oh, no,
Yep.
I can't reach that. Alright, I'll get it later.
Yeah.
Knock one Pokemon out, get +2 or +3, depending on what game it is.
+3 attack.
Yeah, I think originally it was just +2, but then they changed it to +3.
Yep.
Yeah.
God damn. That's like a sword dance and a growl.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
I feel like whenever Mega Beedrill gets an attack boost, you're screwed.
Yep.
Unless you have a really high physical wall.
Yeah. The only issue it has is it has paper defense, but in that case, that paper wasp did not need any. It didn't need
paper
any
don't mean
defense.
shit.
No, if it kills you, it will still kill. Like,
Yeah, well, it's also to make it balanced. Could you imagine if Beedrill was bulky? Fuck that.
oh yeah.
This was
Mega Beedrill, that's bulky and extremely fast.
But I remember
Mega Beedrill is really fast.
Yeah, it's meant to be really fast because it's a sweeper. I was just saying if it was bulky too, that'd be unfair.
Yeah.
Most bees themselves are pretty quick, so it makes sense.
Yeah, very true.
Some bees anyway.
Beedrill actually isn't a bee; it's a hornet.
Yeah, but Hornet Drill doesn't roll off the tongue.
No.
True.
Neither does
Very
Wasp
true.
Drill either.
No, I mean
So
it's
I
actually
think, I think
based
there's
on
no
the
more, what you call it.
on the Japanese giant hornet mainly.
Oh yeah, those things are terrifying.
They're brutal because it's like they'll go into beehives, decapitate the bees, and suck the lava out of the little honeycomb. Also, their venom they've got in their stingers can actually melt through human skin.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The thing about the hornets that's so scary. All it takes is like 1 or 2 hornets to take down an entire beehive.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 1 or 2.
Do you want to know what's interesting? How the bees defend themselves against the hornet?
It's a dog pile.
Yeah, they don't bite at stuff. They literally overheat it. They dogpile it and use all their body heat to literally just kill it. It's weird and it doesn't usually work, but when it does, well done, bees.
Yeah.
Yep. Also,
I feel like every single stinging insect that isn't a honeybee needs to die immediately.
No, I mean I'm cool with hornets and stuff like that. Wasps can die in a fire. I hate those.
yeah,
It's the thing with wasps is that you can just piss. You don't even have to attack it. You can just walk by it, mind your own business. This wasp. And
Yeah, they're a lot more
spend a minute
antagonistic,
trying
whereas
to
bees
come
are
after you.
defensive.
Yeah, these are more defensive. Wasps are like fucking.
Yeah, and oh my god, I made the worst mistake ever when I was down at the beach in Bournemouth one time. I brought myself 5 hot sugar ring donuts, and then the wasps, because again, the wasps love sugar. They would not leave me alone. I was like, fuck off, I want to eat my donuts.
Did you ditch the donuts, or did you try to escape with the donuts?
I ate the donuts.
Like, you ain't getting my donuts back.
Okay, so, alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what many consider to be the best part of this dungeon. The Dark Link boss fight. So again, this is really eerie, ominous atmosphere. You're just walking around, you don't know what's going on. You know, you're just in a weird, very surreal room and stuff like that. You go here, you figure out you can't go through. You turn around, and what's this? It's my shadow. It's Dark Link. Okay, so Dark Link works. Basically, Dark Link mirrors and blocks every attack that you do. The only advice Navi has is conquer yourself. Okay, Dark Bruh. I'm literally just called Dark Bruh.
Yeah.
There's Bruh and then there's Dark Bruh. I missed the
that he stands on your sword. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, if you lunge forward, he stands on your sword. Here's the advice for Dark Link, because there's 2 strategies. There's the Megaton Hammer, there's Spam Din's Fire, and another interesting detail, the hearts you have going in, he'll have the same. So if you do a free heart run, it's actually really easy. But here's a tip, in case you didn't know for Dark Link. Okay, so don't lock on. Just swap. Yeah. This worked better than a 3DS version. Yeah. Don't lock onto him, just stand next to him, because he'll only react to you, but if you do this, you should be able to get him first. It doesn't... Yeah, again, it's a bit finicky with the hitboxes, but if not, just use the Megaton Hammer. Over time, he will start adapting and learning.
Also, I will also add something. Apparently, the Japanese giant hornet has one of the most painful stings of all insects.
It would do, yeah.
It goes through your skin.
Also, the more hits he takes, the more solid he becomes.
And I think the only one that's more painful is the Executioner, and the name itself says enough.
What type of bug is that?
The Executioner Wasp.
So yeah, it's another strand of
wasp.
Yeah.
I'll one up you on that. What about the Tarantula Hawk Wasp?
The Tarantula Hawk. Yeah, the Tarantula Hawk is, I think,
for some reason, Dark Link doesn't seem to understand hammers. He just kind of looks around. See, look, it's like, so, hi. Nice to meet you.
Hello there.
I'm Bruh.
And you thought I'd never use
to be
this
fair,
again.
this is kind of creepy. I'm not gonna lie. This is. Oh, sorry. He's had enough. Yeah, he's had enough. Now he's actually actively attacking me. But yeah, the key to this fight is don't lock onto him, otherwise he will just parry everything. Yeah. Okay. Do not thing. Also, let me show it off. He can't block Din's Fire, and Din's Fire is cool against him.
It's also one of the many things online Zelda spam.
Yeah, this fight is actually pretty awesome. It's just, again, it can be so cryptic the first time you play. There, got him.
Does the big Goron sword have any effect on?
I don't know. It might do have, because it has additional range, but I'm not too sure. Speaking of which, I should actually equip the big Goron sword, because in this dungeon, you don't face many enemies who can block you, so you might as well just use the big Goron sword. Thank you for reminding me, Wolfox.
Not a problem.
What's the boss who goes down extremely easily with the big Goron sword?
Oh yeah, the boss with the big Goron sword is very, it makes you go through, it gets you through it so easily. So yeah, the next weapon we get is the long shot.
How quickly I killed it. It's like, wow, that's it? This thing is awesome.
So again, this is the long shot. It's the hook shot, but it has twice the range, so now you can, go further. So, yay!
It's the hook shot, but longer.
Yeah.
Hence the name. Like, it's a bow that shoots further. It's the long bow. Yeah.
I mean, what more do you need?
The hook. No, do you know what it is? All right. Do you know what it is? The hook shot is me looking at Camilla fan art. The long shot is me looking at Sumia fan art.
I don't like you.
Damn it!
Get out of here.
Bruh, be careful. Don't get swallowed by the vortexes. Yeah, so just run from here with the iron boots and you're all good.
Bruh, put your long shot away.
Yeah, no, never! It's mandatory for this dungeon. This bit can be awkward too, because again, the slopes and the hit detection, it's a bit weird. Bonkity bonk, bonk, bonk. Yeah. Yeah, tip, when you get near the top, just roll. You get a massive boost to, like, your momentum. Whoa. If you fall in, I think you just reset from the beginning bit. And let's go to look. Thank you. Gotcha. So after this bit, what you want to do is you want to go down into the bottom. You want to reset the water back to minimum, then just work your way back up bit by bit, and then do all this, that, and the other. I'll explain. Right. 1 sec. Because again, once you get the long shot, obviously the water temple becomes a lot easier to traverse. And I wish I could kind of climb up in a straight line, but Link apparently doesn't want to do that. Oh god, it just keeps slipping. God, fuck these fucking iron boots, man. They're the worst. Yeah, because once your momentum's interrupted, you just like you just slip all over the place. And it's stupid, ladies and gentlemen. It's really, really stupid.
I'm honestly not sure what class I should try when I play Dragon Age Inquisition currently.
I say mage, because mage is like my favorite class in that game.
I am very much tempted to go for a Knight Enchanter mage, because summoning weapons.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know the ultimate bruh moment? When I remember I played this on the 3DS. When I did this bit, I forgot to open the chest after hookshotting over, and there was the one key I was missing.
Oh.
That was me being so dumb.
Yeah.
I was just like,
It must be someone like rubies. I don't need it. Little did you know.
Yeah, I just completely forgot, like, to open the chest. It's like, motherfucker.
It's like, I just want to get out of this place.
Yeah, I mean, no one wants to spell.
I'm considering that one, but I'm also kind of thinking, like, what if two-handed warrior?
Nice.
200 warrior is good.
Because, you know...
I forgot how awkward these controls were for the rocket.
Oh, the rocket sucks.
Oh.
The rocket in Crash 2 is awful. I hate it.
Oh, this does suck.
Also, if you go
dive?
2-handed warrior in Inquisition, you'll automatically be a better tank than Iron Brawlers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can. Yeah, I can. Alright, so, yeah, little tidbit. For that bit, just dive underneath and, swim up. Yeah, just dive underneath. You don't have to swap out the boots. Cool. This is definitely interesting. Because, yeah, now that I have the tunic, I'm pretty much... what do you call it? So, yeah.
Well, that was smart.
Go back? Yes, we do. So, yeah, back down. Okay, so as I reset the water level, I will take a quick break and see what in a sec.
The more annoyed I get when I'm speaking English, the more stereotypical British my accent becomes.
Okay, so when you start talking like a spiffing gentleman, everyone knows that Wolfox is pissed.
So when I start sounding like Gordon Ramsay, yeah, if I start becoming Gordon Ramsay, like, oh boy, something is off.
If you put a top hat on and start doing a fucking dance, then we know he's fully pissed off.
I mean, you're not wrong, Leaf. Again, the more pissed off we get, the more gentlemanly we become. That's such an oxymoron. You think we become more like a geezer?
The more agitated you get, the more British you become. That's really funny.
Don't have your knees up. Just make sure you don't get a lurgy.
Yeah. Right, so I'm gonna go... So yeah, go through here, go up, get the scutulas, and then, yeah, go back down. Again, you don't raise the water level, this one, because you've got the long shot to bypass this. So again, you don't need to raise the water level up, because that's just going to completely screw you over. So up we go.
Close.
Don't forget the gold skill.
We're making good time.
I won't. Hold on. I wonder, will I smack my head?
Bonk.
Oh.
No. That will be your punishment for that terrible long shot joke you made earlier.
Giggity.
If you do smack your head.
Jeez.
Got it. I don't know if I smacked my head. I think it might have gone through the entire ceiling. Oh well.
Alright.
Yeah, you just clip through it.
Bonk.
Yeah.
Bonkity bonk, bonk, bonk. Hey, again, that's what I did to Darklink. I bonked it with a hammer.
True.
Whoa. God damn, the N64 analog stick is so sensitive.
Yep. You know what? One thing I'll give the hook and long shot, they have an aiming reticle.
That's very nice, yeah.
Oh god!
Yep.
Imagine if you didn't have an aiming reticle for the fucking long shot or the
It
hook
would.
shot.
Hey, if it was,
Nah.
you know what, Dan? It'd be the same as using a bow because that doesn't have an aiming reticle either.
It does.
Yep.
Well, you can kind of aim it judging where the arrow is.
I think if you press like L2, it actually does have an aiming reticle.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Also, hold on.
No, in this game it does. I think the only N64
Yeah, it
Zelda
doesn't.
has it is the Majora's Mask remake.
Yeah, because not even the Ocarina of Time remake has it, I think.
Oh no!
Nope.
No, sorry. You said bow, and my mind immediately went to Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah. Not every Dan,
You
not
say
every
bow-
Monster Hunter. Says you.
It's the thing is like if you say bow, my first instinct is not Link. It's the weapon. It's the bow in Monster Hunter.
Pretty cool
So that's
weapon,
my first
honestly.
instinct.
Whenever someone says bow, my mind immediately goes to Fire Emblem.
Ah, alright.
Actually, speaking of bows, I'm not 100% sure this is true, but did you know that the reason raising your middle finger is insulting is because during the Middle Ages, caught archers would have their middle fingers removed to make them less threatening. But
Yeah.
the ones that escaped would raise
Master
their middle
Mate,
finger
thank you very much for
after
following. I really appreciate it.
to kind of
No, I see the reason behind it, because they
killed
can
that.
draw an arrow.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah. Also, I remember there's historical context for the two-fingered insult as well.
It's
I can't remember what it
yeah,
is.
it was the same thing. It was for longbow archers. They cut the two
What
the
is
first
it?
fingers off.
So
What is
everything goes back to archery.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
they cut the first two fingers off, so you can pull the bow more effectively. That was for longbows though.
They are Metacorpus, but what exactly is the two-finger insult, if I may
It's when
ask?
you stick. It's
this.
Where you stick two fingers up, where you stick your index and middle finger up at somebody with
Yeah,
when they're
just
apart.
this. That's the two-finger
Basically
insult.
giving them a very aggressive V sign. Basically
Oh.
telling them to piss off.
I've never used that before.
Thing is, when I was
I've
growing
heard
up,
that before.
here's the thing: when I was growing up, the two-finger insult is like what you did first, and then you graduated to the middle finger.
Yeah.
At least that's how it was for me. Oh,
I
that's
don't
what it
even
was.
know if we use a two-finger insult here, but I mean, I will now.
I can't reach that. All right, doesn't matter.
We'll just make sure. If you use the two-finger insult, we'll just chop your fingers off.
Yeah. Okay, so the last bit you want to do, make sure you've got two keys. So the last bit you want to do is through here. It's it's this bit. So again, once you've done that, you're at the home stretch.
Now to roll to see what star I get.
Hope your good night, Aquamage. Hope your headache gets better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good night,
cool.
Aquamage. Thank you very much for tuning in as long as you could. I hope your headache gets better. I hope you're feeling well soon.
Yeah.
Headaches suck.
Oh yeah, so also, I didn't watch it, but I caught highlights. Square Enix did a conference today. It was more about their, mainstream stuff. Like they showed off, what was it, Life is Strange 2 and a remastered one. They also showed off definitive versions of the Tomb Raider trilogy. And they showed off a Wakanda expansion for the Avengers game. Here's my thing. Wait, people still play that?
I don't
Apparently,
Seriously,
I think,
that
like,
game
they- I think
player
they
base dropped off by
updated when they took out the
90%.
R&D stuff.
Yes.
That game,
As I said,
Yeah,
that day.
game had potential, but as soon as you found out, oh, by the way, there's loot boxes and Steam with RNG, and it's like, yeah, no one's playing that.
I just thought it was a really boring generic brawler.
I know it's that on top of it, but it's like that game had potential.
what I saw, what instantly kind of gave away what kind of game this was when there was a QuickTime event with 4, and it just stopped until you pressed the button.
Nate, well, good to see you. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. For 6 months, yes, thank you so much.
Like,
You don't have to deal with that as you're supporting him.
And I'm so grateful for it. I do the best I can to make these streams fun and entertaining and informative, and I really appreciate the support. Again, we got to 1,000 subs. So for 1,000, oh god, we get to 1,000 subs. Holy shit!
What are you gonna do for 1,000 subs?
I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. That is some, that is really
I know.
wishful thinking.
Yeah.
You play Thracia without save states.
Don't
Don't.
heresy. No.
Playing Thracia that save state, Jesus Christ.
nice. That's interesting, Serum. And
Okay, yeah.
I will I will never be mad at Dragon Ball facts about Piccolo because he was always my favorite character when did.
Piccolo is one of the best characters in Dragon Ball. I still find it hilarious because again, I don't know if you can think of any more examples, but I find it hilarious where a creator hates like a certain product or a certain character or something of a byproduct of what they create, but it's like universally acclaimed. Like for example, Akira Toriyama hates Vegeta. But he's like one of the most famous anti-heroes in all of anime.
Is that why he keeps? Is that why in Super Goku kept nicking Vegeta's kills?
Probably. No. Dan, that's just Dragon Ball Z. Literally after the Cell Saga, Goku literally just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do everything.
Yeah.
So here's a very fun fact, in basically the opposite
I'm trying to think of
way.
where like a director doesn't like their work, but lots of people love it. I really can't think of one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of one of my...
You were talking about Perfect Cell.
Leaf, I'm talking about Prince Vegeta, yeah. If you want to be... Yeah, I am talking about Prince Vegeta. I mean, well, let's face it, when you say Vegeta, you don't think of King Vegeta or Planet Vegeta. You think of Prince Vegeta. Also, talk about an ego trip. Your bloodline and planet are named after you. God damn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just also, wait, I can't imagine. Could you imagine, like, you've got King, King Dimitri, Planet Dimitri.
Oh my god, how am I supposed to get that crystal?
King Burn, Prince Burn.
Yeah.
Also,
instead of Prince of Field, it's Prince Burn.
Yeah. Also, another pretty fun fact: when the original creator of the Fate Stay Night visual novel saw Dean's Stay Night, he loved what the animation team did with Archer's swords when he fought Berserker.
Oh, you mean like what the super versions of those swords?
Yeah, the Overedge, as it's called, and he made that canon because he loved the look of it.
Oh, I know another example of that. Batman the Animated Series, they came up with Harley Quinn and they made her canon, and Mr. Freeze's backstory, they made that canon too.
Yeah, I love moments like that.
Yeah, I love when outside creators, like, you know, their input becomes canonical. That is so good.
Yeah.
It's even funnier that it's with Dean's Stay Night, which is considered one of the lesser Fate products overall.
It's considered the... Alright, I don't know... I'm not so sure now because there's been a lot more Fate products. But especially before Fate went, like, you know, you started getting, like, Apocrypha and, like, this, that, and the other. Dean's Stay Night was, like, considered the worst thing to come out of the Fate series.
And even then, it's not even bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just kind of generic.
Yep.
Aside from the music. That is one thing I'll never take away from Dean's Stay Night. That soundtrack is glorious.
Yeah. Dean's Stay Night has the best spoiler name theme still, I'd say.
Oh god,
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about Dean's Stay Night, though? It does a lot just absolutely fine. I think the main thing that kills it is that Shiro is so unlikable in Dean's Stay Night.
Yeah, Shiro is not amazing in Dean's Stay Night.
Oh, like...
I love Shiro, but I...
Yeah, in that particular version, because literally my friend Mel and I, because we watched Dean's Stay Night, we laughed at how unlikable Shiro was. And when Unlimited Blade Works came around, we were like, wait, Shiro's likable, what the fuck?
Yeah, UBW actually made Shiro what he was meant to be.
Yeah, because again, all the other characters in Dean's Stay Night, well, aside from the fact that obviously there's some liberties taken, like Berserker's death was kind of stupid, but for other stuff like Saber's portrayal, I still love Saber's portrayal in Dean's Stay Night. Rin was cool. You know, Archer was cool. You know,
Archer's always cool.
There was all nice stuff. You know, they were all portrayed pretty well. It's just the main character was such a fucking letdown. Well, that and the fights also kind of... it suffers from the Yu-Gi-Oh problem, where most of the fighting is just talking.
Yeah. Yeah, which luckily was somewhat changed in both Unlimited Blade Works and...
Unlimited Blade Works, they went full in on the fights. I think Zero had a nice balance between fighting and talking.
Yeah. I mean, Zero, I hesitate to name many flaws with Zero because there are very few.
Yeah, very true. I think that's also why Dean's Stay Night has got such a bad rep, because beforehand it's like, oh, okay, it's like the first Fate thing, oh, whatever. And then you see Zero, it's like, wait, this is what Fate is really like? Holy shit!
Yeah. Fate Zero really brought out the...
Yeah.
I still say it's the best Fate anime because it also really gets into what a Holy Grail War is meant to be like.
Yeah, well, it does the thing which I like when, not only anime, but when products do this, especially depending on, obviously it depends on the storyline, when there's no specific main character, it follows everyone.
Exactly.
Granted, obviously Kiritsugu's the central character, but even then, everyone else gets a shit ton of screen time.
Yeah, Waver gets a lot of screen time.
Kirei, Irisville, Saber, Karia.
Kirei. Okay. Yep. Yeah, Irie, more, Tosca.
And, literally, the first episode, which is like 40 minutes or 50 minutes long, is literally like, let's set up the backstories for every single contendant. Yeah.
And I like that. It's a long episode, but it is a really important one.
Yeah, it needs to be, because you've got to set up the groundwork.
Yeah.
Again, I appreciate that. Again, that's why I like shows like Durarara and Bakuno or the movie Dunkirk. I like when everyone's involved. Granted, having a central character can be good. In fact, some products like Krogius, they kind of live and die by the central character. But I always prefer when, again, that's kind of like why I like Fire Emblem. Even though there are main characters, there's still so many more people to follow.
Indeed.
I've got to raise the water level again. Give us a sec. Yeah. In case you want to go back in, you can just activate Din's Fire.
Yep. I do need...
There you go.
I am...
so yeah, honestly, if all things go well, we'll have done the Water Temple in 1 hour. I bet everyone's looking at me like, you motherfucker!
Yeah, that is quick.
That is quick. Like I said, do it in one go and you know what you're doing, it's not the worst thing in the world. But again, I understand why people hate it, because again, once you know what you're doing, it's easy, but that can be applied to a lot of things.
Ooh. Yep.
I'll take the crystal.
Also, another bit of fact in about Fate.
The Zero games, they get a bit difficult, but once you actually figure things out, they become really easy. Well, easier anyway.
Yeah, very much so.
Also, another very fun fact about Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero, the servants in Stay Night are a lot stronger, but the masters would easily be able to turn that around from the master from Zero, because
that's the thing. Yeah, Zero, that's the thing about Zero, it's more, there's much more focus placed on the fact that, you know, the Grail War is well known and they've been training for it, whereas in Stay Night they kind of just get thrust into it.
Yeah. Most of them have trained for it, and most of them are tactical with their servants.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the whole thing with Kiritsugu. Again, he like, some of them actively get involved with fighting with their servants and stuff like that.
Kiritsugu, honestly, actually, another very fun fact about him in Fate Grand Order, the game, there's actually a servant Kiritsugu.
Nice. Well, again, he could definitely be considered a hero in his own right.
Yep, he's the assassin class, counter guardian. And his noble phantasm is an anti-personnel level bullet. It's his anti-mage bullets.
Yeah, again, when he had that normally, when he faced what's-his-face with the guy with the mercury powers, he just fucked him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing that made Zero cool. It wasn't just servants fighting servants, the masters got involved too. Hell, the best fight in Fate Zero is arguably master versus master.
Yeah, Kira versus Kiritsugu.
Yeah, Zero's just good stuff, okay? Zero's good stuff.
Also,
the best thing about Zero...
I saw it on YouTube once. Yep.
Sorry, best thing about Zero, you don't need to be a Fate fan to enjoy it. You can just enjoy Zero as a standalone anime. So again, ladies and gentlemen, watch Fate Zero. It's really damn good. And it looks beautiful as well, because also, it's one of Studio Ufotable's earliest works, and they've got the budget for days.
Wait, Zero was one of the early works?
Earlier works, yeah. Well, earlier in the sense of before they became, like, you know, they did the work for a lot more, like, you know, mainstream anime.
Oh, then I'd say it's even more impressive.
Because remember, Zero came out in 2011, and it looks like something that you'd see today.
Yeah. Ooh, it still looks amazing. Yeah.
Actually, that's the thing. What, alright, I'm going to throw this out there. More so video games, so we're more familiar. What video games from the GameCube, PS2 era do you think still look really good? Minus Wind Waker, that's an obvious cheat.
I think Path of Radiant still looks pretty decent.
You sure?
Yeah. I'd say that not the sprites, more like the character artwork.
Yeah, the artwork, yeah, not the character models. They're Dreamcast level.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus is a good one, Lee.
Oh yeah, Shadow of the Colossus is a good shout. So is God of War 2.
Oh, Twilight Princess, that was on the GameCube.
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess actually doesn't look too bad.
Metroid Prime 1 and 2 still look incredible.
Oh god, yeah, Metroid Prime 1 and 2 look beautiful.
What about Sunshine? Does that look so?
Yeah, Sunshine does look good.
Oh crap.
Let's see.
I hate backtracking through
I
these
think,
levels.
alright, not so much Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2 looks good. Oh, F-Zero GX looks really good, actually.
What? Sonic
Ori
Rider.
Remake, yes, Sonic is Shadow fan. Ori Remake looks so good.
Yeah, remake looks pretty cool. Sonic Riders, honestly, looks really nice still.
Yeah. Bruh, look out. That isn't normal water over there. No, it isn't. So yeah, you go over here and we got to fight the boss of this thing. Which is probably the most disappointing Zelda boss, because you think of a water monster, you might think of some sort of dragon or some weird mystical like jellyfish thing. We get a small brain and a tentacle.
Yeah.
It's a little bit disappointing.
I mean,
He's Link's lucky he isn't a girl, and this isn't hentai.
Is this one worse or better than the one from Majora's Mask in terms of what you expect and what you get?
For what you expect, Majora's Mask is better. For what you get, the Majora's Mask boss fight is more involved in Shadow Sing, but it's also kind of bullshit. So yeah, this is more fun. It's not a difficult boss. Literally, what you do is you hookshot the brain, smack it about, avoid the tentacles. If the tentacles grab you, they'll drag you across the room and throw you about. Here's one thing you can do. If you're really lucky, what you can do is you can actually get the brain into the corner of the room and just wail on it.
No. Oh, I have a very good answer to the question, but it's cheating.
Wait a minute. So you got wait for it. Yeah, throw out the tentacle, and then when it goes through the tube thing, then you fire the hook shot. Yeah.
I have a good answer to the question, but it is very much cheating. The PS2 version of Sonic Unleashed still looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah, because it's technically like a Wii generation game.
Yeah, it's a Wii game, and it also came out on PS3 and.
Well, no, but the PS3 and the Xbox 360 are completely different.
True, but still, it is very much a game like, yeah, that's cheating.
Similar question along similar lines. What do you think is the best, like visually looking best remake that you've seen or played, should I say?
Well, it's kind of hard. Well, usually it's probably the ones that are like RE2 or RE1. That looks amazing. I'm trying to think of another remake that looks so good.
I'll say.
You know what? Not so much in terms of the overall graphics, but Echoes' art style is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will definitely say Ocarina of Time 3D. It really does the art style justice.
And there goes the boss. Yeah. I'd think of another remake. Again, usually, obviously, you'd think of games that were remade in like the modern generation. So again, like I said, RE2. You know what? Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition really helped the game.
Yeah. I'd say my personal favourite is Yakuza Kiwami 2, because if you look at Kiwami 2 and then look at the original Yakuza 2 side by side, there is a huge difference. I'll see if I can post a picture.
Wow, literally 1 hour exactly, we got this temple finished. Fuck yeah!
Whoa.
Nice.
Are we starting the Shadow Temple?
Yeah, we're gonna do the Shadow Temple. Can we get that done in an hour as well? That'd be some shit.
Probably. It's a lot shorter.
It is a lot shorter.
Oh, for the record.
We still get Nightmare Fuel.
Oh god, Shadow Temple is just full of creepy lore.
Well, it's meant to be.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, it's called the Shadow Temple. It wouldn't be the Shadow Temple without creepy lore. Otherwise, it's not living up to its name.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll grab this piece of heart. That gives us 17 pieces. Right, but before we go inside the portal, we're going to take a quick break. See you all soon. Also, I'm going to save the game just in case.
It was the first Souls game, and Souls games are never too graphically intensive.
Alright. Not until Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 1 and 2, yeah. But once they got to Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, yeah, they became uber graphically intensive. Literally, Bloodborne is so graphically intensive, it's why the PS3 can't run it at 60 FPS. Sorry, PS4.
Yeah.
Imagine PS3 trying to run that game.
Yeah, God, PS3 would explode. When I get a PS5, I might try Demon Souls, because then I can. If I don't like Demon Souls, I'm like, I just can't get into the Souls series at all, because I play all of them except for Demon Souls.
You know what, Dan? I'm going to give you major credit, because usually if some people can't get into a game series, they'll try one or two and then call it a day. You try all of them, or at least a good majority, and even if you can't get into it, I give you props for really going out of your way to try them. When it comes to Zelda,
Dan,
or
how many
Souls.
Zelda games has Dan tried to play?
I tried the original Dark Souls and Dark Souls Remastered, and I still can't get into it.
Well, you're trying.
So yeah,
That's
there's Ruto. By the way, if you look up Ruto's official adult artwork, holy shit, is she kind of ripped. Like, she's got proper muscle.
Yeah, Zora's.
Oh, if you're gonna be a Zora on Swim, you gotta have proper muscle.
Yo, yeah, I mean, also, they're like the most beautiful race of people in Zelda. That's the
Very
thing about,
much.
aside from the old games where the River Zora is actually kind of ugly, Zoras just get prettier and prettier. Because, yeah, Breath of the Wild had Waifu Zora, and she is so adorable.
Yeah.
And it had Bro Zora, and he is so cool.
Sidon.
Yes, he is.
Sidon
is an absolute bro.
Yeah, you're searching for Zelda. I knew it. Even though I was married to you, you're simping for that woman.
No! The crystal was right there, and I fell off the... I fell into the
Mwah, mwah. Whoa!
Marvelous.
Oh man, now I can't get all the crates.
But yeah, so again, when it comes to remakes, often it does depend on the technology, but sometimes, like with Resident Evil Remake, it was only one jump in generation, but the whole atmosphere changed, and it looked so dark and dreary, so, you know, usually a remake where it's not so big of an advance in technology, but they just change up the art style and the vibe of the game so well, that really helps it, I think gets a bit more credit. Because again, going from, like, for example, PS1 to PS4 is like, well, duh. It's like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. It's like you're going from PS1 to PS4. Of course it's going to look good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other games. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think the game that looks the prettiest from original to think is Final Fantasy VII. Because Final Fantasy VII original looks blocky as shit, and the remake is like, these characters are gorgeous.
Original FF7 looks like ass. That shit looks terrible. Like, even for the... I mean, you could kind of...
The battle models look pretty cool. It's the overworld models that look terrible.
Yeah.
That's honestly
Given how big that game was, they kind of need to...
Yeah.
That's one reason why I kind of want to, before I really get into Final Fantasy VII Original on PC, I want to find a mod so I can at least get the mod to get the overall models about the same as the battle models, because that I don't want to be that guy, but it just kind of really irks me a bit.
Master that. Originally, yes, it did start as an N64 game, but you know the irony, the biggest irony, because Final Fantasy made itself on the Nintendo. You know, Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 6, you know, Final Fantasy 6 is considered one of the best games of all time. It's considered amazing, like a staple of RPGs. And Final Fantasy 7 was meant to be an N64 title, but because Nintendo was so insistent on using cartridges, it would have taken them 17 cartridges just to get the game done. So they said, fuck that, let's go to the PS1, and not only did they get the game done, still on like 2 or 3 discs, but Final Fantasy 7 is kind of the reason the N64 failed. Because Final Fantasy 7 literally is like, you see the RPG crowd you had Nintendo? Yoink!
Yeah. It's,
the irony, man, the irony.
Then along came the GameCube, then the Wii.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Well, it's one of those things.
Only seven made Nintendo realize, okay, we can't use cartridges anymore. Let's go to this.
Well, not only that, but in fact, the PS1's impact on Nintendo was so big that they're still feeling it today. But because here's the thing: before the PS1, Nintendo was not considered kiddie. Because again, you had like most people like obviously like some Sega games were more violent, but Nintendo wasn't considered kiddie. They were still considered rather adult, and the SNES was the big thing. Nowadays, PlayStation, obviously, Nintendo's still big, but when it comes to the general consumer or like the more mature adult one, PlayStation is the way to go. The PlayStation had such a big impact on Nintendo. And even to this day, when you think of RPGs, I'm sorry, the PlayStation usually has better offerings. Not to say Nintendo has bad ones, no, they've got Octopath, they've got Pokemon, they've got Fire Emblem, but think of all that, but like Sony has Persona. And like Final
Sony does
Fantasy
have a lot of really good JRPGs.
There's Persona, there's Transcode Steel, all 4 of them, which I will shove down everybody's throat to everyone.
That's more tactical things, yeah. But there's so much. Again, Sony really caught the RPG market during that time and just kind of held on to it, which is funny because after the PS2 era, because does anyone remember like the GameCube, not the GameCube, the Wii, Xbox, and PS3 era? RPGs were like dead in that era. They were dead.
Yeah, they were. That like the PS3, more so PS3 and Xbox 360.
That was Johan Womack.
That era. Yeah, that was the shooter era.
That was literally the shooter era. It was shooter and minigame era because that's when we had all the console gimmicks, and that's when COD was the whole COD was the world.
Yeah, I'd say we still haven't fully left the shooter era, sadly.
I think we're leaving it because these days you get more games like God of War and Nier where it's like that third-person action RPG with an upgrade system. Because Spider-Man does the same thing, Ghost of Tsushima does the same thing. I feel we get more of those these days. It's a bit more varied.
I feel like this era, like more so like PS4 and 360, not 360, Xbox One, but towards the end, you could probably define as like the open world era.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
There's a lot of open world.
We're definitely in that still.
Yeah, we're still at that, for better or worse.
I mean, I don't mind. Open world games are definitely some of my preferred games. They're very fun.
Yeah. But again, when the market gets oversaturated, they kind of all blend in.
Yeah, it's honestly something that I kind of prefer in The Witcher 1
See you later, Juan.
over The Witcher 3 because, well, they're open area, kind of. They're not fully open world. All the areas are separated, and that's kind of nice.
Well, because when the areas are separated, it's easier just to focus on that area and get lost in it. Whereas when you have a whole big world to explore, it's really easy to be overwhelmed.
That's why I can't get into Breath of the Wild because I find the map too big.
Very understandable. But then again,
while the Witcher 3's map is big, you're segmented into areas. So you've got Velen and when you get into the first, this is quote-unquote first true area. You've got Velen and Novigrad, like basically north and south. So you've got those. It's kind of segmented a little bit, if not massively. But like Breath of the Wild, you can walk, you can go in so many different directions, and you still don't know where the fuck you are.
That's part of the game's charm. But again, it's like its biggest strength is also its biggest weakness.
Now here. I don't think anyone has played both games to really help with my comparison.
Livestream0, that's an interesting take because, yes, the PS3 was overpriced and the Wii had a better selling point. But it's interesting about those consoles because of the three of them, I honestly think 360 was the best because it had the best online, it had the overall strongest sense of quality control across its products, despite the Xbox red ringing a lot. And not only that, it was the most consistent. Because here's the thing: the Wii was great, but the moment 2009 came around, 2010 came around, everyone stopped giving a shit about the console. Even with good games coming out, no one gave a shit. It was like the Wii was essentially. The first 3 years of the Wii's lifespan were like the golden years, and then everything just went to shit. The PS3 got off to such a bad start. It got better, but it got off to such a bad start. Like, holy shit.
I doubt anyone will remember, but there was a point in the PS3's history where hackers got into it and literally took a fuck ton of people's credit card details.
They got hacked. Sony got hacked. Yeah. So at the bottom of the well, so Ganondorf has broken the seal on the bottom of the well, and the boss has come out and just thrown Sheik around like ragdoll physics. Sorry.
I just did a project on the PlayStation Network hack of 2011. I could tell you everything about it.
It was definitely very interesting. I remember, I always find funny when people now, because of how ingrained video games are in society, I find it funny when people now do like actual assignments based around them. Like my friend did an assignment based around, I think it was like social interaction and like the involvement of social media, and he did it around Twitch plays Pokemon. And he actually got like a really good grade for it.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I'm kind of wondering, anyone in chat, let me know, which tutorial area do you prefer? The Great Plateau of Breath of the Wild, or White Orchard in The Witcher 3?
White
Orchard.
100%.
I never played The Witcher, so Great Plateau for me.
You should definitely play The Witcher 3. It's so good.
It's my favorite game of all time.
I think I prefer White Orchard
Sorry, bruh. An evil, terrible thing has happened. A terrible. Oh god.
But I cannot say anything bad about the Great Plateau either, because it teaches you everything you need to know about the game. Like every basic thing you need, it teaches you.
Yeah, the thing I prefer about White Orchard is because White Orchard gives you obviously your first main quest, your first side quest, your first Witcher quest. It gives you like your upgrades to get you set into the actual main part of the game. It gets you all set up.
But that is very true.
Like if you actually bother to do everything around it, then you can get properly set up.
Yeah. If you do everything in White Orchard, you're very set up. If you do everything in the Great Plateau, you're also you got everything you need to get set up in Breath of the Wild, but it doesn't instantly give you everything you need.
No.
Because, well, most of what you need are going to be random drops.
Yeah.
But still, they're both fantastic.
Absolutely.
Tutorial areas. It's,
now we get a new song. This song actually, it warps us to an area we couldn't access before. So we actually had to get without this song you can't get to, because with the other ones you can get to them without the song. This one you need the song to get there. So yeah.
Wait, what?
What?
Okay, so you know how Undertale just came out on Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
So apparently, this was figured out. If you disconnect your controller in the true lab on that version of Undertale, this screen will pop up.
It's gonna be good.
I'll get the tweet on the chat.
Yeah. Also, apparently Imp is alive, so that's a thing.
And she hasn't aged a day somehow in 7 years.
Well, it's N64 character models. They don't have the technology to do that.
There.
Whoa.
Honestly, I didn't even know what I expected. That's
It's actually pretty cool.
yeah.
Who would even like? That's the thing. Is like, who's trying? Like, oh, what if I disconnect my controller here? It's like, who's trying that?
Yeah.
That's what
Maybe someone did it by
like,
accident.
who the hell discovered this? Like, bombed you covered? Who figured that out?
Yeah, I mean,
No controller connected, no head, no body, no arms, no legs, no skin, no ears, no face.
So, ladies and gentlemen, so we've got 50 Skulltulas. Okay, so we've cured all of the siblings and stuff like that, and here's the last rule we get. It's the heart piece. So the last thing you can do is, for him, you need to collect all 100. I'm not going to do that because it's not worth it. All it does is that every time you visit him, he'll give you 200 rubies. I'm already maxed out. I don't need to spend any more money. Sorry, but he's going to rain curse forever. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing 100 Skulltulas. It's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. Anyway.
nah.
Definitely not worth it.
But yeah, say what you will about Undertale, the humor in that game, it's
very meta.
It's really good.
And very clever. Also, this woman's just looking at us, and then it's like, we're just going to walk to Kakuri Village. What the flying fuck? This guy just disappeared! Holy shit! Also, you guys want to see something cool? We're gonna this is what Din's Fire was made for. It's like,
I know that move. I know the moment.
Yeah.
By
the way, I was meant to say fire arrows. I think they're I think they're optional, but they might not be, because I think I actually do need them in Ganon's tower. If not, just get them anyway, because they're useful.
No, I believe the fire and ice arrows are optional.
No, the ice arrows are optional. I don't think the fire arrows are.
I don't. How do you even get the ice arrows?
You have to beat the Gerudo training grounds.
You do this thing in Gerudo.
Oh, right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome
to
to the Shadow Temple. It's like the bottom of the well, but way more expansive and a bit more puzzle focused. Now, the Shadow Temple, honest to God, for me, the atmosphere is amazing, but... One sec. Yeah, the atmosphere is amazing, but the thing about the Shadow Temple I don't find interesting is that nothing really about it is new. There's no new enemies aside from the boss, and there's no interesting, aside from the boat bit, there's no interesting gimmicks. It's,
Yeah.
Aside from the look of the temple, it feels like very copy-paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the worst thing in the world, but yeah.
Got the box crystal.
Also, again, ladies and gentlemen, when I first did this, I did the first half of this dungeon without the Lens of Truth. It was awkward, to say the least. Yeah, this dungeon, honest to God, with this dungeon, all you need, again, if you have the Lens of Truth, all you need to do, have a bit more spatial awareness, because the Shadow Temple likes to throw things out of left field a lot, but aside from that, it's pretty standard, honest to God. It's not the worst temple, but, alright, of the Adult Link dungeons, I'd say the Water Temple's still worse, just for being a lot more, like, you know, mind-numbing, but this one is like a second worst. It's not bad at all, I just don't think much of it.
Yeah,
the lore's great, though, the lore is great.
Yeah, it's not really my favorite dungeon either. It's got some it's got some gameplay issues occasionally. Occasionally does the
this dungeon also likes to spam redeads and Gyptos. We'll see Dead Hand again.
We got the sun song ready.
I don't think redeads can even stun you as Adult Link. Only Gyptos can. If I'm correct.
No, I'm pretty sure that everything can stun you. I'm not sure. I'm sure
no, I know one of them doesn't stun Adult Link anymore, in a sense that he's overgrown that fear.
I thought it was just like one of their powers. Again, they just you know kind of scream at you.
Yeah, I don't know which one it is though. I do know one of them has that.
Oh, got it. Nice. Yeah, again, the Lens of Truth. If you want, it is a good idea to bring a magic potion with you so that you can have the Lens of Truth on standby at pretty much all times. But aside from that, again, the Shadow Temple isn't anything special. You've seen all the enemies, you've seen most of the gimmicks. The atmosphere is nice, but aside from that, it's just kind of there. And the boss is just Nintendo's favorite boss from video games. It's a giant eye with two hands.
Yep.
Okay, it's Nintendo's favorite boss. Oh, sorry, a giant head with two hands. It's Nintendo's favorite boss. They use it in everything, man.
Yeah.
Again, Wham Bam Rock and Wham Bam Jewel. And the boss and the Tower of the Gods and Wind Waker.
And Mario does it all the time.
For anyone here, like in call and chat, what is your favorite, be it a rare enemy or just common enemy in Zelda?
I can't tell you because I'm not a fan of Zelda.
Mine's probably the Dark Nuts.
Dark Nuts are really cool. Mine was either the Dark Nuts from Twilight Princess specifically.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because in those ones they're like, you know, they got the proper armor. Oh yeah, Dead Hand's back. So alright, here's the trick with the Dead Hand, just in case you didn't know. So you see on the floor, if you look around with the Lens of Truth, yeah. Wow, he was standing right by the door.
Oh my.
Shit.
What?
Yeah, so if you see this patch of thing, plant a bomb, and there you go. He was standing right as I entered the room. That's creepy. Yeah, there's a Dead Hand.
I mean, is there anything about Dead Hand that isn't creepy?
No.
It is such. I still wonder who greenlit this thing.
Someone at Nintendo with a really sick sense of humor.
Yeah.
As for am I going to finish Shadow Temple today? I'm going to try live stream here. I'm going to try and finish it today. It's just a case of whether or not I do. I try my best.
Honestly, Dead Hand looks like something that comes from old school Resident Evil.
It looks like something it looks like the base model.
Does look like a Resident Evil boss.
This is like something they're like a prototype of Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, come here.
Yeah.
Oh, fucker.
Like something you see in like.
Oh my god! I keep hitting the tentacles. Stop.
Just so.
Enough with the tentacles already.
Come on. Crash 2. I'm at the final level before Cortex.
All right. Oh yeah, those little thingamajigs. Yeah, they're annoying. The hitbox. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, Kevin. The hitboxes in the remake are really bad.
No kidding.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Alright, so we get the next power up. This is the hover boots. You got again, unlike the water temple, you don't have to switch between them as much as you do here. They make you have ice physics on the floor and very slippery, but you can hover across the ground. If you know how to roll and move with the right momentum, you can get a lot of really good distance.
Okay. Let's try again.
Okay, I'm gonna brag about this.
Alright, but before we continue, just take a very quick break and we'll see you all soon.
This one has almost 600 likes. Most liked comment not by Rank 10 himself. Which is, next year we're gonna get a Shape Snatch Link monster, because, you know, anyone who watches Rank 10, you know, Shape Snatch.
Yeah, so again, hover boots are kind of needed to get across some of these gaps, because again, it's a little bit tight. And again, you can just run around normally with them, you just don't have much traction. You basically turn into like the Link version of Luigi. Mario!
Mario!
It's like wrong game, Link. Mario! Mario! Yeah, there we go. Okay, get my ass through here, get my Ocarina back. Because again, I think the Gibdo's in this room.
Alright, bonus area.
Yes. Yep, 2 of them. Again, I love just abusing the Sun Song, just freezing them in place. Because again, if you do a jump slash against the Gibdos, you one-shot them with the big orange sword. Like so. Hold on. Yep.
That one actually.
Oh God.
Ooh. Got it.
Again, if that's true, that's some creepy shit, Green Aggron. Again, I really would love if a Zelda game actually delved into some of the more fucked up. Again, aside from like Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, delved into some of the more fucked up aspects of Hyrule.
Yeah,
Wait,
like
what
the
do you-
fact that the
what-
Shadow Temple
what-
is apparently a torture chamber made by the Sheikah.
Don't think no share.
Oh,
This
well, that
needs
would-
to be shared. Like,
Wait, what did Grima Agron say in chat?
It's about the Dead Hand was created by a Sheikah alchemist coming in contact with the Sheikah equivalent of Creststone.
that's his headcanon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if that's correct, then yeah. But obviously,
Yeah.
the whole Creststone, I mean, if something similar is the actual case, then goddamn.
Oh God.
If that's the actual case.
Meh. That'd just be a stern talking to. That's all that is.
Yeah,
If that happens in Sunday, Wolffox, that happens in Sunday League, that's not a send off. That's just a stern talking to.
Come
Sorry.
on.
No,
Yeah,
Sunday League or Wild West, anything goes.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's not even a stir talking to. That's just like that's not
advantage,
even
that's advantage in Sunday.
God damn! I feel
I don't even-
God damn! No, that looks like something out of Street Fighter. That's me, you kid.
I mean,
yeah, like
wait, hang on. Let me show you one that I find that's even worse. Let me show you that one. It's not on Twitter, but I remember this picture.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the sides I think only do a quarter of a heart, so don't worry about it. Maybe they do more.
yeah, they don't do that much, but they do knock back. I believe.
That's
Yeah.
the key.
Harder.
Oh, I tried hitting them. Oh, come on, this is the last bonus area. Just give me all my crates.
Yeah, give me the crates, goddammit!
Yeah, there we go. That'll work.
Right. So just place the bomb here, good to go.
I
Wrong!
see it-
Damn it, Link!
I see
Drop
your-
the bomb! You know what,
I
I'm
see
really
your
glad that...
football.
I am so glad Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild... Skyward Sword had one button for throw the bomb, one button for place the bomb.
Yeah.
Wolffox, I see your horrific football Twitter tackle, and I raise you this.
Yeah, you activated my trap card!
I raise you this.
That's a freaking Dutchman who does it too.
Yeah, no. What makes that photo even better is that was in the World Cup final, by the way.
Oh yeah.
God dang it!
That was 2010's World Cup final. Not
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Chess.
I don't fully remember the details of that match, but I know we lost.
1-0 from Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, there's one up here.
I remember the Netherlands lost, but ooh, I
Not
don't
highlighted.
remember that.
Slowly does it.
Then in the next World Cup, you did like smash Spain. Was it? I think it was the Netherlands smash Spain like 6-1 or something like that.
Yeah, we got revenge.
It's like, yeah.
God dang it.
I mean, it was a really good World Cup though, the 2010 one.
Yeah, 20. And then it wasn't for us. Like that was a roller coaster of emotions. That one was 2010 for England.
That was the last one for us. Well, I remember I think it was
now we're in this room.
N1 where I think Netherlands had to face Costa Rica, and those it wasn't the most fun match to watch, but those Costa Ricans, they were on 1 point with their defense.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that must. Okay. I remember the match where I think it was England against Sweden in the last World Cup, and we won on penalties, which is like in British law, winning on penalties is impossible.
Yeah.
Because we suck at penalties.
In World Cups, England suck on penalties.
We have a reputation for just sucking on penalties so bad.
Aside from last World Cup, we've never won a penalty shootout.
Yeah,
like in a World Cup game.
I remember the Costa Rica versus Netherlands one. That one also went on to penalties. And I remember someone every time the dodgy goalie got the ball, like yelling, "And he's got it!" Like we watched it with multiple people, like very excited to see how.
Oh yeah, again, nothing gets again. You will not see a more excited bunch of people than football fans when someone scores.
Oh yeah.
Or when a goalie blocks the ball.
More creative bunch of people than English football fans. Because I've listened to a bunch of football chants compilations on YouTube. Some of them are quite funny. Some of them are a bit.
Yeah.
But they are quite. But I will give them that. They are quite topical. Some of them are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Football
fans and their football lads and their chanting, it can go either way.
I've only ever been to one football game in my life, and that's because I live literally right outside football stadium, and two, my secondary school is literally giving out free tickets to the game.
Yeah, so again, if it's free, go for it.
Yeah,
I've been to quite a couple before,
might as well.
because my father is a very big fan of a certain team, and well, then occasionally you go with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been because I've never been interested in the sport or anything like that.
Understandable. I've very much grown out of it, but I was a soccer kid. Or football kid,
again,
sorry.
yeah, a lot of again, for a lot of kids, football is like the main sport you gravitate towards. It's like I think it's the biggest global sport overall. Obviously, it varies from country to country. I know that the Japanese are really quite fond of baseball. America's quite fond of like things like they're also quite fond of baseball as well, and like NASCAR and stuff.
Yeah,
we've got Formula One.
Yeah, America's got their big four being the NFL, basketball, baseball, and ice hockey.
Yeah. They're big on hockey. We really don't. Yeah, we're not that big on hockey over here. We're not that big on hockey.
We're really big on regular hockey and volleyball here. Like our hockey women and our volleyball women are some of the best in the world. Apparently.
Damn straight.
Also, same with our soccer ladies, ironically. The only one that beat them
we're quite, the British
were
were quite big fans of tennis.
Yeah.
And cricket.
Tennis
we
is
also
fun.
like cricket.
Yeah.
Is cricket really as confusing as the stereotype goes, or?
Yes.
I never thought it was that confusing. The only thing I never got with cricket is that the games go on for what feels like days.
Yeah.
To be fair though, when it comes to me and sports, I'll stick to Mario. Or Wii Sports.
Mario sports games are up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Mario Circus charged.
Yeah, that's such a good game. Ladies and gentlemen, okay,
wait,
so...
that needs to be ported to the Switch, it has to.
Yes. No way, I remember my favorite global sporting moment.
Yeah?
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, make sure, again, when you get to the middle bit, go on the other side, otherwise the spikes will crush you. And you will die. Well, not die, but, just get... yeah, so again, turn around. Otherwise, Link will literally just get impaled on a bunch of spikes.
I think it was in 2012, I think, where he... Because it's...
Yeah, how much longer? We've got 30 minutes. We can do this. Also, if you're wondering why I'm still getting Scotulas, even though I said I'm not going to get 100%, it's the principle of the thing. It's a golden collectible. You don't say no to a golden collectible.
Yeah. So it's like, ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, pretty much. Ooh, got Scotula.
Yeah, this is the one. It is easily one of my favorite sporting moments.
Link, I didn't want you to pick up a bomb.
Ever. From the 2012 Olympics. Epkezonderland.
Oh, that was the London
On
2012
the-
Olympics. That was a good time,
Yeah,
actually.
on the it was.
I like the London
it was,
2012 Olympics. That was a good time.
Yeah, it was the one on the high bar where where the Dutch acrobat or guy, he did all the free flight elements, like in a row, no swings in between, and landed the landing perfectly.
He was he was like a god that day.
Yeah, he still one of my favorite moments in all of the Olympics. Fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah, so again, we got the key. Yeah, again, there's not much longer, because again, the only thing that's really going to stand out for this next bit is when we have the battle and we get a bit Pirates of the Caribbean in this game.
Yep.
Yeah, we turn into Jack Sparrow for a bit. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow, Sebby. Yeah, let's go through there, get the hover boots. Yeah, by the way, tip, when as you're approaching a thing, roll, because again, you get extra speed and distance.
Yep.
Yeah, again, like I said, this temple... Oh, hello.
Ja, de eerste, en de tweede, en de derde, jawel! Hij heeft geflikt! 3 vluchtelementen op rij! En er ontstaat een enorme...
Someone want to explain what that is?
That's Wolffox listening.
Yeah,
to
that's
it.
me. I'm rewatching it. Sorry.
No problem, no
Yeah,
problem.
sorry, it's just a bit loud. It was just a bit loud.
Yeah,
We could hear it.
I'll turn it down a bit.
No problem, no problem. Yeah. Oh, a nice one, Glacian. Nice one to get in the back scene. I hope there's no side effects.
Yeah.
Indeed.
If they are, tell us what they are.
I haven't got mine yet because I'm too young and too healthy for that.
Well, again, they're prioritizing people who are vulnerable and those working, like, essential workers. That's who's getting prioritized.
I think
Yeah, they're the people who are putting themselves on the front line, so they get priority.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it goes without saying.
my friend got his, I think, yesterday. His first one yesterday.
Yeah. Because I know people working in the sectors are getting it and stuff like that, as they should. Again, I haven't got mine yet because again, I'm not a priority.
No.
Okay, get the people.
I'm not either. Oop.
So wait. Oh yeah, you got to go through there to get the small key.
Yes, it's...
Steady, 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 steady.
This dungeon, it's not really hard, but it is occasionally just a bit too confusing.
What is?
This dungeon, I feel. It's
Oh
very
yeah. Well, okay.
weird sometimes.
It's weird. That's the thing. This dungeon's weird. Again, you also have to have a bit more spatial awareness. It doesn't just point. Again, it's not as blatantly obvious as what you're meant to do. You got to think outside the box a little bit. But again, Master Quest is literally just like the most think outside the box Zelda game ever. You'll be surprised just how weird and cryptic Master Quest can be. Also, motherfucker.
I
Get your ass over here.
remember playing the 3DS version of this and having a lot of trouble with this dungeon because I didn't know that one of the silver rupees could be under the BMOs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because some enemies you wouldn't think to kill, you just ignore them. Oh, no,
Yeah,
this
like in that situation, it's not in the path. Why would I kill it?
Yeah, again, it's
Oh.
not like a blatantly obvious obstacle.
No, just
It's just another enemy, but this enemy is important. Who would have thought?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, then.
And the BMOs are usually some of the most annoying enemies.
For me, it depends on the game. They're usually more annoying in the 2D games, but that's because you have less space to maneuver. Right. Are we at the pirate ship? We should be at the pirate ship. We at the pirate ship? I think we're at the pirate ship. No, we're at the wind puzzle.
Oh, come on, man! I don't want to start this level from the beginning.
So the wind puzzle's funny actually, because if you re-equip, this is where you actually have to re-equip the iron boots so you can get through without being blown back. Yes, wow, it's one time the iron boots are useful. It's weird. It's certainly weird, but hey, it works.
And
I like when Zelda games be a bit more inventive with the items you have. Like, for example, in Twilight Princess, the iron boots are used for magnetic surfaces. Which, again, that's so clever.
Yeah, it makes the dungeon a bit slow, but it's clever.
Yeah.
True. Also, I love that the boots were also used to wrestle Gorons.
Yeah, you need them to remain steady.
Yeah.
Again,
Like,
they actually take the actual weight and metal properties into account.
Yeah. very creative.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it takes 2 swipes and they're dead. There we go. So you got to use the hover boots in this next room in order to what do you call it? There's a treasure chest over here somewhere. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, you got to use the hover boots in the next thing to. You got to actually use the fans to fly across and get use the hover boots to get to the next area. Pretty cool puzzle if you ask me. Also, again, these elements were originally meant to be in the Forest Temple, but they didn't. Again, they kind of scrapped it, so they used them for the Shadow Temple and for Ganon's Tower, the forest portion. Yeah, because again, hey, you got to make use of something.
I mean, they do work in the Shadow Temple, like they.
Yeah, they do, because again, the Shadow Temple is just more cryptic in general.
Yeah, Shadow Temple is just like whatever the fuck works.
Shadow Temple, it's confusing.
Hold on a sec. Wow, he stunned me mid-jump. How does that even work? Gravity would say no. Okay,
Zelda logic.
yeah, that's so weird. Gravity would say no. It's like,
Look something up real quick.
okay, this is the weirdest shit. Also, yeah, if you see things like this, you can blow it up with a bomb, and this is actually where the actual key is.
Dodges a nitro, and then the next he just nitro.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, and then
The smoothest way dodge nitro.
Yes, and I fucking kill myself. Thanks.
Okay, got the small key. Great.
Alright.
Yeah, Zelda logic. It's weird. I don't know what's worse, Zelda logic or Sonic logic. Either way, I'm not happy with how many times we have to use that excuse for these games.
It works so well.
I know it works, but it shouldn't. By the way, that just shortcuts back up to one of the top areas with the BMOs, so again, it's just a nice shortcut if you need it. I don't. Yeah, I really do think we'll get this done in time. What about Mario Logic? Oh, we'll get to Mario Logic. Actually, we'll probably get to Mario Logic around April, because that's when I'll have my classic controller. I would have done these games, and then I'll play with the 3D All-Stars collection, which means sunshine.
Uh-oh.
But at least you could take solace in the fact it's not sunshine with Joy-Con drift.
I know.
Yeah.
No,
That's
that's
a
the
small
1,000
solace,
sub
but you
goal.
can
I
take
gotta
that.
play Sunshine with Joy-Con Drift.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That'll be your 1,000 subscriber milestone.
Yeah. 1,000 subs, play Sunshine with the Joy-Con Drift. Is it really that bad? Yes. Anyway, before we start some swashbuckling, I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll see you all soon.
I was thinking about that earlier today.
Mario
Like,
feels
when
good.
I-
Lucario the Hedgehog. I don't know what you're talking about. You reach 1,000 followers.
Well,
Why would you listen?
that's only on the weekends. Well, I assume it's gonna be the weekend because that's when most people are free.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact: the Redeads in this game are actually blind. So with the Iron Boots, you can just sneak by them.
No, Bazius, Womek, good to see you. But sorry, you were saying about the Redeads?
They're blind, so you can, if you walk slowly, like with the Iron Boots, you can just walk past them without them bothering you.
Okay, well, no, the thing is, that sounds weird with the Iron Boots, because they'd hear the clomp, 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 but hey, if you're walking slow enough, I guess it is momentum based. They're like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park, their vision is based on movement.
Yep.
So yeah.
Like Anjanath, if you stand still, it can't see you.
So yeah, now you fight the Skulltulas on the boat. Pretty cool fight, another one spawns later, but yeah, it's not nothing too, remarkable. By the way, the boat will disembark at one point, and it will go down if you don't you've got to keep an eye out.
Don't worry, you got 0 lives.
I built it up to 6 and now I'm at 0 lives again.
Oh boy.
That's trash for you.
Is there someone there with you, K-Dog?
Yeah, it's my brother.
Anyway, so yeah, you get round to here. Now people give you a warning, and then you get off, and there you go. Just get. Also, again, you want to see something else that's cool? Watch this. It's kind of a callback to what you call it. It's a callback to what happened in Dodongo's Cavern. So yeah, blow that up, and down it goes.
Alright, that's a great start.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very
I'll
nice.
get the box gem later.
Yeah. Bruh, the ship is sinking. Abandoned ship. It's like, Navi, I'm already off the ship.
3 steps ahead of you, Navi.
Yeah. I'm always. It's like Robin. I'm always 3 steps ahead.
Great tactician is always 3 steps ahead.
And then Claw's like, motherfucker.
Like, you're only 3 steps ahead, and I'm 10 steps ahead.
No. Claude would be that spiteful person because no one takes him seriously, but everyone takes Robin uber seriously.
True. Honestly, I feel like Robin wouldn't necessarily be 10 steps ahead of Claude, with Claude being 10 steps ahead. Robin would probably have the advantage because he'd be 3 steps ahead of everything.
Yeah. Well, I think in the case of Robin versus Claude, I reckon Claude would probably take would take the more logical approach, but Robin would be willing to be more daring with like a risky gamble.
Yeah, Robin would
Claude did
definitely.
something similar in Azure Moon.
True. Claude would also be more likely to use some underhanded tactics. Robin, however,
Yeah,
knows
Robin's more
everyone-
morally conscious.
yeah, and also Robin is a lot more personal with his tactics. He bases them on what he knows his team can do instead of more general assumption.
Yeah, because again, that's the whole thing with Claude. He kind of makes the mistake with assuming that Hilda would retreat. He probably didn't know her well enough. At least in
for
that
example,
pathway.
that's something that Robin would never
Do
Bill
yeah,
with
he don't want to. He always
Conway.
prioritizes the safety of his comrades.
not only the safety, but also he knows how to
Effectively
get
use
those comrades to follow the plan.
Yeah, because also
he wouldn't-
because that's actually a good point. Claude kind of doesn't know his team the same way. Like it kind of doesn't know his team. Because again, if you look at when the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, you play it on the Blue Lion's pathway. So many of the Golden Deer kind of like Claude doesn't expect a lot of the Golden Deer to fall in battle, and a lot of them do.
I meant to land and then slide.
Yeah, whereas Robin, he has a contingency. He only has 3 contingency plans basically,
Yeah,
but those plans they work.
they do
He
work.
doesn't have to
Well,
use
yeah,
them because-
well they work for the most part.
True,
Yeah, alright, morally conscious in the sense that he won't try and do anything scummy. The ship's on fire thing was kind of a desperation move. That's what I said. Robin will do more desperation tactics if push comes to shove, whereas Claude will be more underlying and scummy from the start, if need be. Whereas Robin will try to keep them on high ground.
Yep. I do
It's over, Claude. I have the high ground.
It would definitely be a very interesting battle to see the Golden
Battle of
Deer
the
face off with the Shepherds. Because, again, I do think Robin would win because the bond he has with the Shepherds and
You
how
think it's stronger than what Claude has with the Golden Deer.
and his tactics around their specific skill sets is what really sets him apart.
Yeah. I think it also depends on the Claude. Like, if you've got Verdant Wind Claude, then yeah, I think Claude would be a lot more competent. But if you've got the other pathways, then Claude's kind of, fighting an uphill battle.
Plus, I know
True.
there's a life on these bonus rolls.
So I guess it all depends on circumstance.
Yeah, very much.
Have I still got that? Yeah, I've still got the key. So yeah, this room is optional if you think about it. Yeah, again, Robin also risks his own soul, whereas Claude will not take the coward's way out, but try to survive, or he'll happily surrender if need be.
Yeah. Yeah. Claude will prioritize his survival over
His
over
ideals?
victory. Robin would rather sacrifice himself than ever have one of his partners or his friends even be wounded in battle.
Well, no, that's actually the thing, Grim Agron. Yeah, both Robin and Claude are known as the Master Tactician. That's not the only time Fire Emblem does that, where they have the same title for the same character. Because literally, they call Ashnard the Mad King Ashnard, or the Mad King's War. They call Gangrel the Mad King and the Mad King's War. It's like, guys, come on, can you think of more original titles? Oh, someone dropped out.
Okay, leave.
Okay.
You have to
Okay,
leave
leave early.
Okay, no problem.
Yep. Ooh, very nice.
Oh, it is.
Very nice, Dan.
Oh yeah, that Persona picture.
Yeah,
That was my background for like a good couple years.
I really like it.
Yeah, well, yeah, Soren's interesting as well when it comes to... Well, I thought that was sometimes a truth, sorry. Yeah, Soren's a good tactician as well, Again, his play is more... How would I describe Soren as a tactician? He's definitely the most logical of the bunch. Like, he'll throw literally, like, Faith to the sidelines. Like, fuck Faith, just, you know, we're gonna look at this purely logical perspective. I'm guessing with Soren, his one is more about, I think his tactics, like, he'll try to do the safest option. Like, he won't be particularly bold, risky, or daring. He'll try to do the safest, the most, like, you know, logical option. Which, you know, it can be damn effective.
Izuka is not even a tactician.
Yeah, Izuka's not a tactician. Izuka is, you know...
The opposite of a tactician.
Oh yeah, well, Ashnod was mad for different reasons. Ashnod was mad in terms of, like, his principles and, like, you know, his morals, whereas Gangrel just kind of acted like a clown.
Yeah. I think part of it was... part of me thinks that Gangrel's madness is a bit played up by him because he heard people call him the Mad King. He was like, then I'll be your Mad King.
Yeah, fuck it. What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, here's the thing. Glacian, everyone's a better tactician than Izuka. Everyone.
What do you mean? Yeah. Izuka's the best tactician in Fire Emblem history.
Oh, of course. I can try my best, but only Farrah can do the true Izuka voice. Yeah.
Yep. Luck is the best stat?
Motherfucker, get the fuck out. So yeah, so the boss, Bongo Bongo, he's literally Nintendo's favorite boss. A giant eye with 2 arms. This boss, all you need is arrows and the Lens of Truth. So yeah, the arena's pretty cool, but the boss itself is pretty boring. All he does is move his hands around and try to charge you. He's pretty lame, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Bongo Bongo's kind of lame.
I'd say Robin
is gotta leave now, so go look at the boss.
And Claude is chaotic. No, wait, I'll change that. Robin is the more chaotic.
Yeah, Robin's chaotic. I'd say Soren is lawful and Claude is neutral.
Yeah. I mainly say Robin is chaotic because he will...
Yeah, like I say, he'll do desperation moves, the others won't.
Yeah, he'll do desperation moves, and
or at least again, Claude won't for the most part, just like he might occasionally.
Yeah, he will also gladly change his strategies based on the personality of the people he's fighting with.
Yeah.
Like, he will not commonly set up long coup with, say, some of his female co-workers. Because, you know, that would
shoot in the eye, slice away.
In a very bad light.
Yeah, so all you do is target the hands, shoot the hands, and there you go. And then, yeah, shoot again, rinse and repeat. It's Nintendo's favorite boss, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously.
Yep. I mean, Grim Agron, we're not really saying Gangrel's anger isn't justified. No,
I'm not saying it's not justified, we're just saying that it is a bit played up.
Yeah, he's very much... Plus, he does go to a few too far lengths.
Well, he kind of takes a bit too much joy in, like, the everyone's suffering.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, I can understand, like, you know, the need for revenge and, you know, stuff like that, but it's like he's a bit like again, it's like the sadistic joy. Yeah. He's definitely mad, just, you know, that's all we're saying. Whereas Ashnod, he was a lot more mad in, like, his ideals, and just the fact that he didn't give a fuck as to how people conducted themselves. Yep. And there you go, there's Bongo Bongo there. Yeah, Soren does do some desperate things, but I think that's when they're in a desperate situ. I think with Soren, like, again, I think he does point out that the Guerrilla Mercenaries one, because they've got the skill to back it up, it is their best attempt, because, again, the Laguz army's there being, you know, being a distraction in the main force. Not only that, but they do point out the Laguz aren't the best when it comes to being strategic or taking orders, so he can only really rely on the Guerrilla Mercenaries, and the rest of the army is just Laguz. So he's got to send the Guerrilla Mercenaries to do, like, more of these, you know, kind of behind-the-scenes missions, because it's not only the best way to use their abilities, but it's, like, it's the best way to utilize them effectively, because the Laguz can fight on the front lines just fine. They don't need the Guerrilla Mercenaries' help. Doing, you know, like, sabotage missions, that's a different story. Because remember, I'm not being racist towards the Laguz or rude or anything, but even, like Ronald points out, they're not much for strategy. That's why they hired them.
No. That, I'd say I think the most tactically inclined and most stealthily inclined Lagoose is probably Nisala.
Yeah, definitely. He infiltrated the whole camp.
True. But yeah, he would definitely.
Yeah, exactly, Sarah. Yeah, you look away, the boss is done. Yeah.
Yeah.
All that's left now is to get that one heart piece. No, it's to get that one heart piece there, and then get the one over there. And then because I've got 2 heart pieces left. One right before we go into the desert in Guru Training Grounds, and then one once we get to the desert. And then just, get Nehru's love, and then there's not much of the game left.
Indeed.
Again, Bongo really isn't much. Thankfully, ladies and gentlemen, the next temple, the next boss, oh my god, they're so good. I love the next dungeon. Spirit Temple is amazing.
God damn it, Pharaoh's reaction to your freaking
Oh yeah.
Damn it.
Wait, what? Wait, is this in the Patreon server?
Yeah, I just posted a pic. It's of the Persona 4 cast, but they're shadow versions. So basically, they're evil versions. So I just put a sponge.
Evil!
Oh my god.
Yeah, where were they during Twilight Princess? I have no fucking clue. So yeah, again, Shadow Temple just kind of comes and goes. It's probably the most forgettable dungeon, but it's because Forest Temple is obviously the first one you really get an understanding of how this thing's set up. Fire Temple kind of ups the ante a little bit, and you've got the Volvagia fight and Darunia because they're going to character you're tied to. Water Temple everyone remembers for the wrong reasons, and Spirit Temple everyone remembers because it's arguably the best one. Shadow Temple's just kind of there.
Did you say spell? Yeah. Oh. No, don't worry.
I don't fully remember. I do remember the best boss in Skull, outside of Girahim, the best boss in Skyward Sword, though.
Coloctos. God damn.
Ooh, that's how you do a boss fight.
Hell yeah, that's how you do a boss fight. Yeah. Yes. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Squid Boss. I can't remember what it's called, but everyone just calls it Celia from Monsters Inc. because that's what it looks like. Okay, so let me just save the game.
Honestly, I saw someone who played Skyward Sword for the first time, and impressively enough, he beat that boss without the bow and arrow.
Nice, very nice. Anyway,
yeah.
So...
No. He did it with only the bow and arrow.
Oh, even nicer. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning into this Ocarina of Time live stream. So we did the Water Temple, we actually did it pretty well, and we got the Shadow Temple done. Very nice. Okay, so big thank you to all my co-commentators for helping out. Always really appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we'll just go from there. So thank you all very much for watching. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful evening. Take care, and goodbye, everyone.